Hi, so I'm teacher candidate Gary O'Neill. This is my mentor, Maya Kim. This is the mentor interview for Intasc standards 1 to 10.
Okay, so what did you think went well?
So I think the students were energized by the happy song in the beginning, and I just think that's a good way to activate their learning, and they showed that they transitioned well um, from that into doing serious work. So they understand that they get to do a little song and dance as long as they work well. Um, so it was the third lesson in a unit about folktales, and I hadn't really focused on talking about folktales in the previous two lessons. It was more about that story and reading it and getting them to comprehend the story. So I wanted to focus a little bit more on what are folk tales a little bit and the lesson behind that particular story. So yeah, this lesson was a little bit more concise. Like there wasn't I planned purposefully to not do as many activities because I remember from the last lesson I tried to do a little bit too much, so I didn't want to rush anything. I just wanted them to take their time, do their drawings, think a little bit about what the story means for us, for people. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, sorry, you could just tell that they were able to recall key details from the previous lesson. They were engaged. Just I think we talked as well in the last lesson that you can see that they're engaged even though they're not super jumpy. It shows how mature they are, how much they've developed over the months, over the year. That they can focus on their work. There was one instance in the lesson that showed me how much they've developed behaviorally. When one of their pencil holders fell on the floor, I remember going back months that all the students in the class would have been running over, crawling on the floors. Now they're much more mature, so they just know to take responsibility for themselves. Yeah, so that was it.
That's great. So is there anything that you would change for next time?
There was just one thing that I would do differently when they were doing their drawing activity. I should have put up the book cover for them to draw in the beginning, because I did do that, but I'd drawn my own version of the picture on the board, and then later on I put up the cover. But yeah, that probably would have been easier for them to visualize as well if I'd put that up sooner.
So when I looked at your class, I liked it. I liked how you actually visualized it in your own way too, because like you get them to who went in next, who went in later, so giving them the opportunity to actually see if they recall the story properly, which was good. And they don't all like shout out the answers. They raise their hand, they understand the classroom rules, which is very important. I think that is set up very nicely in your class. I did see Elsa turning back and looking at the camera a few times. A little bit. So they still know that there's something there and that's filming them. But it wasn't like they're all looking back or like just too focused on the camera. They actually do their work. So I think overall it was really good. So the classroom role, like the classroom management was really good, and how you structured the lesson and just recalling the story, not you telling them, but having them answering. That was good.
Awesome.
Great.
All right.
Okay, thank you,
you.
Mr. Gary.
Thank you.